Hey everyone, welcome back to Flow's fourth video on the channel, where our platform is dedicated to empower and aspire digital asset sellers. The world of digital goods have been my playground for over 3 years now, and I started selling in-game accounts to items and currencies. And since then, I've had the pleasure of completing over 1,000 successful orders. Slowly, I expanded onto established platforms like Player Auctions and ZeusX, and I'm super pumped to be here and share the knowledge that I've gained from all this experience. So wasting no time, let's dive right into selling Roblox accounts. So this content is basically meant for people who are thinking of selling Roblox accounts, or people who want to buy Roblox accounts, or just people who are curious about how the Roblox industry works within this digital asset platform. And so, yeah, I've had I've started selling Roblox since my first year, and I'm still selling Roblox till today. And so I think that it's a really interesting market to get into. And it's really not that hard once you see the full picture. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Where starting off with account value, let's think about what creates value within an account. And I believe this doesn't only apply to Roblox, but this is just what I see what I see being sold a lot within player auctions and other sites. So number one, I see max level accounts. Max level accounts are just, as the name suggests, are just accounts that are maxed in level. And so people are more willing to trade their money to receive an account that has been grinded already for them. And so that way they don't waste time and effort in obtaining the account. Super self-explanatory. Next, we have rare race accounts. This, unlike max level accounts, it doesn't really take time and effort in order to build up the account, but rather it's due to chance and probability of you getting the race, right? And so, given that the race is rare, to either roll or just kind of spin the wheel, this creates value instantly because due to its limited availability, according to the law of demand, less supply, higher demand, right? And so it creates higher value and it can be sold at a higher price. Next, we have high currency accounts. So these are just accounts that its main attribute lies within the currency that is within the account, such as maybe an account with 10,000 coins or account with 20,000 coins. Although it may have like other features within the account, its main selling point is the currency. And so tying back to the max level accounts, uh, buyers who choose to buy these type of accounts are kind of skipping over the grind of collecting the currency. And so, yeah, they're just trading in their money for an account that has been already built for them. Right. So let's look at some more examples. I made a list of some of the games I've seen mainly being sold, or what is popular right now. And so GPO, Grand Peace Online, all you guys may have know of this game. It's really super popular. Probably one of my first games that I BM'd on. But yeah, GPO, a lot of max level accounts, rare races consisting of like Skypian. I'm not sure what else, but yeah, and also currency. I'm not sure about that. Blox Fruits. Oh my god, Blox Fruits probably makes up 60% of the Roblox market. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. So Blox Fruits usually consists of max level accounts. Any of y'all who have been selling on Roblox, Blox Fruits is just a massive, massive market, super saturated. Right? King Legacy, same deal, max level. Blade Ball, however, does have a currency. You could sell accounts that have high currency in them, and they would be deemed valuable, right? Pet Simulator, same deal, high gems, high coins. Tower Defense, high gems, high coins, same deal. YBA for Your Bizarre Adventure, I'd say max level accounts is something I see pretty often. But for Fruit Battlegrounds, definitely not rare races, but rather rare fruits is being sold quite often. So yeah, this is just a brief overview of some of the games that I've seen on player auctions, some of the games that I've sold myself as well, and how they link to these three categories. Another category that is not linked at all within the three that I've just mentioned is old accounts. So these accounts are not affiliated to any game on Roblox, but rather just its date, right? So like they say, the older the wine, the more expensive. So the longer you hold an account for, the rarity increases due to how old it becomes, right? And so it becomes more limited with time, which equates to more value. Moving on to account conditions, most of the accounts, yeah, most not all, but most of the accounts sold on just these platforms consist of the accounts being unverified, meaning there's no email and there's no phone tied to the account. And so what this does is it boosts the security and privacy of the buyers, and it's more easier to transfer and resell these accounts should the buyer want to do anything else with the account other than just because you have to keep in mind that your buyer might want to resell your account after they buy it from you. It might just not be for personal use, so you have to make that available to them by just removing all your email, all your tied phone numbers. But candidly speaking, most of the accounts I've seen selling on here are just all unverified as default. Because honestly, as a buyer, if I was a buyer, I would not choose to buy a verified account because it's just way too risky. Like if there's an email tied to my account, then the person could just withdraw their account within a few days and like call like Roblox support or something. So yeah, it's super risky. So if you want a higher chance of selling your Roblox accounts, it's really good to just keep the account unverified so that it completely removes the risks of all scams. Yeah. Also, one more thing that I've seen on this only applies to well-established websites that where you could post listings of your accounts on is that instant delivery. I mentioned this in my other video, but instant delivery is how as soon as the buyer makes their order or makes their purchase, they're able to instantly gain access to the account credentials. So not only does having unverified removes the risk of all scams, but having instant delivery means that the buyer is able to receive the product like the instant they buy it, so you don't have to wait in case. So literally, it removes all the scamming capabilities. And so having these two combined together is, I'd say, an unstoppable machine. Moving on, let's talk about marketplaces. So, formal markets. Formal markets, in terms of Roblox, or just any game in general, usually consists of just well-established marketplaces. So, that some examples would be Player Auctions, Zeus X, U7Buy, and G2G. So, they're well-established platforms with security measures in place, such as account verification, secure payment processing, and dispute resolution systems. And so, having all these systems set in place just really boosts the buyer, the buyer's self-esteem, and just how credible the increase in credibility of these platforms. But one downside is because due to the fact that you're able to accumulate good reviews and kind of build a reputation within these platforms, it's kind of hard to start out because all the new buyers that come to the platforms are likely to go for the sellers who have a lot of reviews. So if you're starting out on these platforms, it's really hard to actually like get your first sale out due to the fact that you might have like zero reviews. And yeah, what I recommend in order to counteract that is find a way to stand out, whether it's a new product, a new account, new type of account, or maybe just lower the price so that you're like you get to bump up to the top of the listing when it comes to pricing. And yeah, that's I could go in more detail about how you can counteract these different problems, but yeah, just let me know. Another downside is platform fees. So platform fees within, I think, player auctions for accounts, it's like 13%. That's kind of a lot, but it honestly, I'm not complaining because it does make sense. It does make sense in a way that you get your buyer gets what they want and you get what you want like fast. And so yeah, one downside is definitely platform fees, but I don't think it's a huge issue if you're just trying to make a quick buck on the side. For informal markets, we have Discord, maybe Telegram groups, Facebook groups, all these markets that don't have security measures in them, or maybe like a lack of verification. And so, as you guys probably already have deduced, that having a lack of verification means that there's unsecured transactions. So a very high chance of scammers or you getting scammed yourself, right? And specifically on Discord, I started out selling actually like for like 2 years, just going on hopping from marketplace to marketplace on Discord servers, trying to sell like I think like a GPO fruit at that point, also some type of item. It was so hard to like get even a buyer interested in, and once the buyer's interested, you have to like retain their interest. Plus, on top of that, you have to decide who goes first within the trade, and it's really hard to negotiate for them to go first due to the fact that it's really hard to keep track of your reviews as well, because they could be forged easily compared to if I was in player auctions. It's kind of hard to be forged, because you would actually have to buy something from um my store. So yeah, just even if someone says they're credible on Discord, there's a high chance that they're not. So how could the buyers trust anyone, Yeah. And so in the case that someone does scam you, or a buyer scams you per se, you like send them the account, but like they just leave. Like it's really hard to trace the scammers as well. Like there's no accountability, there's no verification process, so they aren't hold accountable. And so yeah, it's just I'd say the mental distress and just stress in general is not worth it if you're gonna sell on Discord or just a random ass site, right? But what I do suggest is once you build some type of reputation within these well-established platforms, you could start your own Discord server where you could send invites to your previous customers or your everyday customers and have them kind of accumulate within your Discord server. That way you're also able to sell on informal markets. Should someone DM you on Discord, you could just send them the server and be like, "Yo, like I'm actually legit." And so, yeah, just saying that comparing between formal markets and informal markets, there's a lower scam risk on formal markets, but they take platform fees instead. So that's a trade off that you might have to consider. Whereas in informal markets, there's a really high scam risk, but there's a lower fee. But to be honest, personally, I would just stick to the formal markets until you've built some type of reputation or presence within the whole platform before you move on to creating your own Discord server or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.